What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. I have a couple of updates for you in this video. We'll talk about what my listing count currently is. I'll go over what my sales have been in the last 30 days or so. I'll give you an update on my promoted listings experiment. But before we do any of that, we got to get into the thrift stores and do what we do. As always, I'm looking for very, very high value items that I can buy super cheap, flip them, rinse, and repeat. Let's get into the store. First thing we're taking home with us is this inflatable chalkware sign. The graphic on this is amazing. The cool thing about, there's a couple of cool things that are going on here. One, the fact that the thing is extremely vibrant. The graphic is very vibrant. You can see it's going to cost me $15. Yes, it's got a little bit of a chip on the side of it right there, but this company, inflatable, actually, a funny story, I think that's the origin of the Who Dey chant for the Bengals, FYI, because this company is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, this brewing factory. So there's a couple of variations of this circular 21, 22-inch chalkware sign. I'll put a couple of pictures on the screen. I have one that is not only unique, but it is extremely colorful still. So I saw this one sell for $50 in a previous comp. I'm going to list mine for $80 because of the condition of the graphic overall. The chip I don't think matters, but I think $80 is fair for that. I'm going to pay $15. Very, very interesting piece of brewing history. Next thing I'm going to grab over here on this cart. Flatware is not a specialty of mine, and there's a couple of pieces here that look like they have some damage, but it's gold. It's Florentine. And there's a set of 40 in here. So when I went in and did the comparable research, I had seen a set of 40. You can see the damage right there on the knife. There's a few of them, and some of the gold is fading too. You can see it in my pictures. I don't have this listed yet, but I saw a similar comparable for 40 pieces sell for $60. That listing was in much better condition than the one I have, but I have to test this out because I want to know if I've got something that would still sell in its current condition or not, just because it's gold, and we'll see what happens. Price-wise, I'm not really sure where I want to land. I think maybe I will list it at $50. It's going to cost me $10. But it's one of those things where it's piqued my curiosity, and I want to know that, you know, is this something that I can sell just because it is gold? I don't know if it's officially 24 karat. I'm not really sure. Some of the listings said 24 karat or not. They weren't marked, so I couldn't really tell. But I want to test it because I don't know any better. So $10, hopefully into 50. Next thing I'm going to grab here is a George Foreman grill. It's been a long time since I picked up one of these. This one is called the Evolve. I'm shaking it here because it feels flimsy, and I think that's just the way the sides are manufactured. It has a little bit of a give to it so that you can open it properly, and it gives you some space. So I'm like, you can see me wiggling it here. They want $13 for this, and I don't know what possessed me to pick this up because I was under the assumption that all of the George Foreman stuff is just something that you automatically pass on. But I was wrong, and it looks like the color that sells the best for these is red for whatever reason. I can't really explain that, but I have a silver one or a gray one. They want $13 for it. I have mine listed on the high side at $100, and I'm going to charge shipping as well. It most likely will sell in the $80 to $85 range, but George Foreman grills selling. I mean, that's something that I definitely didn't expect. So put the Evolve one on your radar because it looks like they sell pretty consistently in the $70 to $90 range. It is time to pick up space heaters, these little mini heaters right here. Polonis, I believe, is how you pronounce this little disc furnace, but I've been passing these up for a month or so, but it's time now to start grabbing them. They want $10 for that one. It looks like that model, or at least that brand, sells around the $30 to $35 range, so my return isn't going to be as big as it normally is. I like picking those up for around $5 or so we'll have to wait and see. It's early in the season to be maybe paying $10, but it is time to start picking them up. So they'll start to really sell as soon as the weather gets a little bit cooler, especially up here in the north. Maybe not so much down in the warmer climates, but I have a great amount of success selling a few of those sized disc furnaces, little mini heaters in a few different brands. So now is the time. Is there anything else here that's going? I thought maybe this was some printer ink that I could make use of, but I couldn't find an expiration date on it. It looked open box, and I tend to avoid ink where I can, so we're gonna leave that behind. Bolo alert for these little things right here, FYI. If you look at just the Halloween ones right now inside Bath & Body Works, these wallflower plugins, they're retailing for around $40, which I think is kind of crazy. And I mean, I know they're like very intricately designed, and it looks like a lot of, thought and effort was put into these ones that light up. I have a fall scene in my hand right here, which looks like it's a little bit harder to find, and so I'm going to end up listing that one for around in between $30 and $35, but some of these are very collectible. In fact, there's one that I saw, I think it was a Ferris wheel that sold in the $40 range. There was a beach scene, I believe, that sold right around that price range too. I saw an astronaut one sell for a high dollar amount. So even though the Halloween ones, if you look at the sold comparables, are getting all of the love right now, there's a few other ones that are very hard to find but sell for a high dollar amount. So I'm pretty lucky that I've got one that really looks kind of neat when it's lit up. And so I'm going to roll with that one. Very easy to ship, easy to pack, super light, and yeah, $30 to $35. Next thing here, I mean, what can I say about this? This is a massive air-blown inflatable. I don't know the brand because the box didn't come with it. It was just in a regular box, but this is a 12-foot Santa. Shout out to the store for letting me have a little fun plugging this in, but it looks like it has all of the stakes working properly, no holes. They only want $17 for it. Price-wise, I'm not really sure where I want this to go. Certainly between $100 and $200. You know me, I want to push the thing to the max and get $200 if I can. It's very clean. It's going to fall between $100 and $200. Let's just say $150 to kind of meet in the middle because I don't really know. But at $17, that thing is a no-brainer. It is time to source all the Halloween inflatables, all of the Christmas inflatables. And then we got to get into the regular store racks here just to make sure nothing has slipped through the cracks. I'm going to check the jeans. In my area, jeans are $9, $8.99. And so from a reselling perspective, I think that puts a lot of the brands that you might see hanging on these racks here out of contention when it comes to reselling. And I guess that just depends on what your expectation of a return is. For me, I like a little bit of a higher return. So if there's a pair of, Levi 501s here that could get $25, that's still not a terrible return, to be completely honest with you, if you're spending $9. But I'm going to forego that in hopes that I will find other things that have a higher return. This is a nice pair of Levi's right here. I didn't bother looking them up. Maybe I should have. They've got flat pockets in the back. They've got an interesting seam down towards the bottom that kind of curves in. I don't know what you call that, but that was a very clean pair of pants. Maybe it was worth $30, and maybe that's okay on 10. I often spend 10 to get 30, just like you saw, on the furnace, which I think I'm probably going to list in the, like I said, I think it was the $30 to $35 range if I didn't mention that before. So it's really all relative, but I didn't see anything there that was interesting. This little thing here, I've never seen this before. It's a lithium jump starter kit, and they have $12.99 on it, so they want $13 for it. I'm going to open this up. It looks like it's brand new in an open box. Most of this stuff looks like it was never touched, so they made an attempt to open it, never bothered to use it. What I noticed was there are around 100 of these listed, but almost 300 of them have sold in the last 90 days. And at $13, I think I can list this new open box and sell it for $80. So I have it listed for $80, but when you see 100 or so listed, but 300 selling in the last 90 days, that should make your radar go off and say, wow, this is a very in-demand item. So I am more than happy to pay $13. Even if I could only list that for $50, just knowing that it would sell relatively quickly would be enough for me, but I think I can get $80 for it. All right, this wool sweater falls into the 3 strikes and you're out category. It's Brioni, it's pure wool. It was a size 54, made in Italy. It is gorgeous, but problem number 1, we have a hole towards the neck area here. I'm going to show you problem number 2. You can see the seam towards where the delt is. It's coming apart right there. So we got a couple of things that are not working to our advantage. And then I'm going to flip it back over. There's a snag on the front around the chest area right here. We got 3 issues here, and I can tell you, like, this is, could be $100, $150, could be $200 if this thing was in much better condition, but 3 strikes there and we are out. Unfortunately, I have to put this back on the rack. I'm super disappointed because I would be looking for any other way to justify it. Maybe if that hole was still at the top and that was it, I could get away with it, but we're going to pass on that. I like this one much better. Drew Brees jersey here, New Orleans Saints. It's got the Super Bowl patch on it. It has the captain's patch on it. It's a size 48. Feels like it's maybe an XL, but it still has the tag. There's, unfortunately, although I don't think it's going to hurt me price-wise, there's a little bit of a very small stain. I think it's underneath the right shirt. I don't know if I show you it in this video or you can see it on camera here, but when I went to photograph it, it's very, very small, and I might even be able to wipe it out. I was just going through pictures very quickly yesterday. Got it photographed, got it listed. I have it listed for $100, even with the very small stain that, again, I might try to get out now that we're just in video mode today, and I don't have to do any listings because I got them all done yesterday. So I think $100 for that works. And Drew Brees, long retired, but still revered in the area, had an excellent career. And I don't think that that's abnormal for a brand new with tags Drew Brees jersey. There's prices that are in the $100 range pretty consistently. So these racks are like kind of markup racks. This is like not one of the new racks that came out. This is just stuff that's hanging on the regular shelves, but I don't recognize anything here that I think has value. Some of this stuff is sort of like Dockers. I don't think I can work with that, especially if it's marked up. I looked at this, and I forget, I'm going to have to look at the tag again. It is Glencraft. Is that what that says? A vintage lingerie piece. And I liked what I saw initially, and then, of course, went into the sold comparables, and they told me a different story. The prices were really inconsistent. Stuff selling in the $10 range, stuff selling in the $30 range, so I left that behind. All right, when I can, I'd like to show you some of the other things that I passed up and give you the reasons behind it. No bull shoes. These are a no-brainer pickup if they're in good condition. We got a few things. Again, this might also be 3 strikes. Can I get these clean? I don't think so. The laces are kind of jacked up. That's 2. And then we have some of the midsole coming apart towards the front here. 3 strikes and we're out. If these were in better condition and I felt like I could get them just even slightly cleaner, because you can see the soles look awesome, these would have been $50. So I have to leave that behind. I also left this behind. I'm second guessing myself here. Chantel, it is I don't know what size, I can't see what size it is, but a very large stock pot, green color. It's in pretty good condition. I think they had $15 on it. Where's the tag, Brendan? Where is that at? I'm pretty sure they had it listed at $15. I had this in my cart originally, and I saw one similarly sell without the lid for around $40, but for the last 90-day total, I didn't see a ton of these selling, and so there were like 13 or so listed, and 2 had sold, so I left that behind. Therapy might have told a different story. I don't know. We're going to pass on that as well, and we're going to leave this big hitter right here. The brand on this rattan love seat sofa, I think it's a sofa, is Joybird. The model on this is Clea. This is actually really clean. I mean, this piece looks really, really nice. And one of the things they tell you about the upholstered pieces, you got to keep those away from the sun because I think it starts to fade relatively quickly. Now they have $500 on that. I know that's a lot. That's sticker shock for a lot of people, but this retails for around $1,500, $2,000. So if you're a marketplace seller, maybe you put it on there for $1,000, you turn your $500 into $500. I don't know. It's a little too steep for me. When I spend $500, I want to make $6,000 to $7,000. So I'm going to leave that thing behind. And the last thing that I'm going to grab here is what I believe is the UK version of this Wham! Make It Big LP. I'm not going to take the record out. It is in excellent condition. The cover here, the inlays, all this stuff, the case, it's in rough condition, but the record was excellent. I'd seen a few of these sell in the $40 to $50 range. I have mine listed in the middle at $45, and it's only going to cost me $1 to $2. So that was a great find to end the trip, and I'm pretty satisfied with all of these items. All right, so a quick update on the promoted listings. I have 1,853 total active listings, which is the most that I've ever carried. And I'm trying to grow my listing count just as a one-man show, one-person outfit here. I can still manage everything that I need to manage. My speed has increased. My efficiency has increased when it comes to listings. So a lot of things working to my benefit there. So 1,853 active listings. 610 of those listings, the most recent ones, are not being promoted at 2%. So I've got around 1,200 or so, 1,240 that are still being promoted at 2%. My sales for the last 30 days is around 10.6, which is a little bit lower. That's like $1,000 lower than I usually am for the last rolling 30 days. So that I'm hoping that the uptick in listings that I've posted recently, I did 35 yesterday. I said I wasn't going to do any today. I might do 10 or 15 today, just depending on what my workload is for the rest of the day. But sales have dropped a little bit, but I don't think it's significant enough. And I'm just, like I said, waiting for the increase in the amount of listings that I've posted recently make up for that drop in sales. So if you're listening to people telling you you've got to promote, you got to promote. I used to be a person like that. Maybe not. I'm still holding strong as we speak with the amount of listings that I have and not promoting anything new. So I'll keep filling you in with that, but there's the update for you. All right, all this talk about the Bath & Body Works wallflowers makes me want to go into the store and see. Let's see if they've got, what I'm looking for actually is if they've got any of this on discount, because I want to verify the prices for one on these wallflowers. This is a really cool one right here. What's the price on this? So they've got $20, which is way better than I anticipated, but there's plenty that are like $33, $40. That's a pretty cool tuxedo one. Every now and then they have a sale, and then boom, what do you know? Right at the bottom there, they've got 50% off on select items. I actually have the little candle holder right to the right of it. I spent $20 on that. I don't have $20 to spend on that kind of stuff, but it was on sale. So I was hoping that these ones would be on sale as well. I don't think they were, but look at that, $40 for that one. Look, I get it. They're made really well. They're pretty cool. They're illuminated. There's a coffin one that looks cool, the pumpkin one that also looks cool. I feel like you could arbitrage these if you waited for them to go on 50%, if they ever do. I don't know Bath & Body Works like sales structure, but at 50% off, if you were willing to buy and hold, I don't know if you can flip these on Amazon, but if you were willing to maybe wait a season or so, let them all sell out, and then watch the value increase. If you got them at 50% off, you might have an opportunity to sell some of these next season. I'm just throwing ideas out here for you. Really, I just want to see the cool wallflowers that I haven't noticed yet. And that's a cool pumpkin one right there. There's not really much here we can work with. I'm hoping that they do eventually discount them, but I don't see it happening. These mushrooms are also amazing. I had to put this in here for you. About $50. Are you guys out of your minds? No one's paying that right now. I wouldn't even pay $25. But yeah, just wanted to pop in and take a look and see if we could find something cool. Somebody had asked me in a previous video to feature this fella right here. So this is just my front living room here. We've got the Halloween stuff going on already. This is Mr. Candy Corn. This was a little candy corn bucket figure that was sold on Bethany Lowe's website. This was actually a gift from my Aunt Nancy, my Uncle Frank. I love you both very much. If you are watching me, thank you so much. But this little fella is just amazing. And I don't know how old this is because there's a couple of variations of him that I have seen when I was doing sold comparable research, because I comp literally everything in my house. But he's pretty cool, very unique, a very special gift, but I wanted to show that to you because I know that somebody had asked about him. As for everything you saw in the video, I spent $90 and I am looking to get $670 out of all of the things once they are listed. That is all I have for you today. Brendan, Dad Planet, The One Man Show. Thank you so much for tuning in as always, and we will see you in the next video.